So I wanted to talk a little bit about the cards that you would need for transportation in terms of the in-city transportation. I've already mentioned train line, which is extremely helpful, but for kind of quick trips from one place to the next, these are the items you'd need. So in England, it's called the Oyster card. You can get this, which is really nice, really helpful. You pay up front a little bit, and then you can use that to get from one place to another. The nice thing about England is I felt like it was the most advanced of all the places. So you could do the Oyster card, or you could just pay with your credit card, which we ended up doing just because it was easier. You just tap your credit card, um, and then you get on. So Oyster card's nice just because you can have it and it's a bit of a souvenir, which is nice, but you don't really need it. So either way, you can get it if you want, but yeah. The next one is Paris. So this one is the Ile-de-France. This one you do need, and this one I would say is probably the most confusing of them all. There used to be a system that had zones, and depending on where you go, it's this zone or that zone. Thank goodness in 2025 they got rid of that, so it's a lot more straightforward. However, there is a bit of a caveat that it's one card, and half of the money would go for a bus and the other half of the money would go for the subway. So if you put $5 down, it'd be 250 or 250 or $5 on one. So it's a bit confusing. It really is. I'd almost strongly recommend when you land in Paris at the airport, or right at the terminal, wherever you enter, if it's the train station. That's how we got there. We went from London underground train to Paris. So when we got there, we went straight to the kiosk, the service desk, and thankfully they spoke English, and they explained it. And even when they explained, I was like, is this English? This doesn't make sense. But we just said, okay, maybe put 20 euros for subway, 20 euros for bus, and we'll go from there. And I think we still have a little bit of money on the bus just because we ended up doing the subway more. But yeah, I'd recommend getting help to set this up. But yeah, that's how you use it here in Paris. The last place we went to was Barcelona. Barcelona, what I would say is probably the least technology advanced because it's actual paper cards. There's no digital, there's no app like you can do for the other two. It's all like you go to the kiosk and print it out, and you have to put it through a slot and it spits it out the other way, kind of like a, when you enter when you, like old school subways styles. But yeah, so the way they do it is they go by days, so unlimited access for days. So if you're going to be there for 2 days, great. In Barcelona, if you're going to be 3 days, awesome. They also do month long ones, or they also do 10 journey ones, which is I guess okay if you know how often. And they also do single ticket. Most important thing that I want to bring up is the airport ticket. So you need this to go to the airport. It's a bit of, in my opinion, a bit of a scam, because really, what's the difference between going from place to place in the airport? But some people I know have tried to, okay, well, I'll just use a single ticket to get to the airport. It will not work. So what happens is you get to the airport, it requires this special ticket when you get out. So if you got a single ticket and you get out, it will not let you out of the terminal, or the style. So you're stuck there, and then you're gonna have to buy an airport ticket anyway. So you just added another, 2.65 euros to your trip. But so don't try to beat the system. Don't try to trick it. It is a bit of a tourist trap. It's a bit of a local trap too, because they have to use it as well. But make sure you get that airport ticket on your way out. So that's a quick kind of high level summary of the three different transit cards that you may need. Just to kind of summarize, England, you can use your credit card. Paris, you cannot. Barcelona, you cannot. You must either buy the card in Paris, and then here you have to buy tickets. Last but not least, but I am going to just quickly talk about stays. So Airbnb is nice, obviously, because you get your own place and you can have your own time and that kind of stuff. In Barcelona, you almost have to get the Airbnb, just because all of the hotels, all the other places are booked. And I mean, like, people book it 6, 7, 8 months, a year in advance. So everything's already booked out. So you are going to have to get Airbnb, and you will pay a premium, unfortunately. Barcelona was one of the most expensive parts of our journey. Like, I would say it was almost as expensive as the other two as the other two countries combined, and we were there for less days. So if you do plan to go to Barcelona, know that they have dramatically increased their prices. The other option I would say is Expedia. That's just what we used. There's so many places out there, and maybe you want to ask a friend or get some tips, but these Expedia is more for hotels, and it was really good for Paris and in England, just because they got you good deals and places close to the hotel, airports and the Louvre and your kind of main sites. So that's it. And then, yeah, again, if you have any comments, questions, please post them. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.